Hey everyone, welcome to Fluent Fables. Great to see you here. Subscribe right now so you don't miss the next amazing lesson. Part 1, Just a Small Drop. My name is Aarav. I was born in a small village. Our house was made of mud and had only 2 rooms. My father was a farmer. My mother worked in other people's homes to earn some money. We were very poor. Some days, we did not even have proper food to eat. But my parents always said, Beta, never stop learning. Books can give you a better life. I listened to them. I loved reading, even when I had no shoes. I walked to school every day. My school was far, but I never missed a single day. I was always the first to reach class. In school, I sat on the floor. I had no school bag. I used old books given by my kind teacher. Still, I listened carefully to every word. I asked many questions. I wanted to learn everything. One day, my teacher smiled at me and said, Aarav, you are just one boy, but you think like a big man. I did not fully understand what he meant, but his words made me happy. They gave me strength. At night, I studied near a small oil lamp. My mother sat beside me, fixing old clothes. My father came home tired, but he always smiled at me. I once told him, one day I will do something big. He laughed softly and said, You are just one drop, Aarav. I smiled and replied, but maybe that drop can make an ocean. Part 2, A Ray of Hope. After some months, a big exam was held in our school. It was for a scholarship. The best student would get free books, a school uniform, and a bicycle. I wanted it so much. I studied day and night. I did not sleep much. My parents saw me working hard. They said, We are proud of you, Beta. On the day of the exam, I was nervous, my hands were cold, but I remembered what my teacher said. Believe in yourself. So I took a deep breath and began writing. I wrote everything I knew. I checked my paper 2 times. 1 week later, the result came. I was shaking as I looked at the list. My name was at the top. I had won the scholarship. My teacher hugged me. My mother cried tears of joy. My father lifted me in his arms. That day, I felt like the sky was open for me. The next day, I got a new uniform, new books, and even a shiny red bicycle. It was the first gift I ever got in life. I touched it and said, This is not just a bicycle. This is my wings. I rode it to school every day with pride. From that moment, I believed more in myself. I understood that even a small drop like me can start making waves. I kept studying. I kept dreaming. And I kept moving forward. One small step at a time. Part 3. Bigger dreams, bigger struggles. As I moved to higher classes, things got harder. The books were tough. The subjects were new. But I did not give up. I studied for long hours. Sometimes I fell asleep on my books. My eyes were tired, but my dreams were awake. At school, other boys had phones, good bags, and new shoes. I still wore old clothes. Some students laughed at me. They said, Look at the village boy. It hurt me, but I said nothing. I just smiled and kept learning. One day, our teacher told us about a city college. He said, If you do well in class 10, you can go there. From that day, I had a new goal. I wanted to study in that big college. I wanted to make my parents proud. I studied harder than ever. At night, when lights went out, I used candles. I wrote on the back of old papers. My hands had cuts. My eyes had dark circles. But my heart had only one dream: to reach the city. The board exams came. I gave my best. I waited for the result every day. Then finally the list came. I had passed with top marks. My teacher shouted with joy. My mother cried again, but this time with a smile. Now I had one more chance. One more step forward. I was still just one drop, but I had started making ripples. The ocean was still far, but I could see it now. Part 4. The City and the Struggle. I left my village and went to the city. It was huge, full of tall buildings and busy streets. Everything was new. I was scared at first. The city was so fast. People were always in a hurry. I felt small and lost. I started living in a small room in a shared house. The room was tiny, but I was happy. I was away from my family, but I knew I had to work hard. I studied every day, but I faced many challenges. In the city, everyone had money. They wore new clothes, drove cars, and went to fancy places. I did not have money. Sometimes I had to walk long distances to save bus fare. But I did not feel sad. I knew I was different. I was on a bigger journey. There were days when I wanted to give up. I missed my family. I missed the quiet of the village. But I thought about my dreams. I thought about the drop that would become an ocean. I thought about how far I had come. One day, I got a call from my father. He said, "Beta, we are so proud of you. You are making us happy. Don't stop, you are already a winner." Those words gave me more strength. I promised myself I will never give up. Part 5. The ocean is here. Years passed, and I finally graduated from college. I had worked hard. The city had become my second home. My hard work paid off. I got a job at a big company. It wasn't easy, but I was determined. I looked back at my journey. From a small village to a new city. I had learned so much. I thought of all the nights I studied, the days I walked alone, the challenges I faced. I was no longer just a drop. I was part of something bigger. The ocean was real. I went back to my village to visit my family. When I reached home, my parents hugged me. My father said, "You made it, Beta. You have created your own ocean." I smiled, my heart was full. I was proud of myself. But more than that, I was grateful. Now I help other students from my village. I guide them just like my teacher did for me. I tell them, don't be afraid to dream. Even a small drop can create an ocean. I want them to believe in themselves, just like I did. The drop that I was is now a part of something bigger. My dreams have grown, and so has my life. And every time I look back, I remember that the ocean I see today started with just one small drop.